Alright, let's see what happens here. If marker not useful at all.
Map, Camden, Defiant, Borough Mission. Missions, main missions, Albion and Clan Kelly appear to be involved in the zero-day attack, so that's it into the Kellys. L1 button switch tab left. Map, Camden, Defiant, Borough Mission, Clarion Call. Hylington Hackney, Tiernan O'Neill. Hylington,
What?
Camden, Tiernan O'Neill, square
Sleeping
button
in
operative
Holborn
swap,
until
triangle button
1700.
details, L1 button switch tab. Tiernan O'Neill, square button operative swap, triangle button details, L1 button switched.
Alright, let's get going in here.
Auto drive now enabled.
Why doesn't it show the... Move.
Auto drive now disabled.
This is London Calling. You're listening to Buccaneer, your source for what they don't want you to know. With me, Tash. It's hard to believe that there could be shortages of food and medicine in an advanced country like ours, and yet here we are.
Resume. Options, circle button back. Gunplay, modify game difficulty, camera settings and input modes, circle button back. Single player difficulty, normal, balance and camera. Sprinting mode, hacking mode, toggle, triangle button reset to default, circle button back. Toggle, triangle, weapon wheel, toggle, emote wheel, toggle, triangle button reset to
toggle.
Single player difficulty, gunplay, Y. Control scheme, review and modify the invert camera x-axis, drone sensitivity, 50%, adjust movements, A, strong, triangle, default, triangle button, A, magnetism, in, spider sense, wireless, odd, spoken language, English, written language, spoken language, English, available in main menu only, triangle button reset to default, written language, music volume 100%, subtitle, gunplay, subtitle, 4, triangle button reset to default, circle button back, 2, triangle off, 2, triangle, subtitles font PG, translucent, black, triangle button reset to default, subtitles width, normal, short, triangle, short, norm, subtitles color, red, yellow,
right,
triangle button reset to cyan, triangle button white, autoplay, music in off, triangle button, music on, choose whether or off, audio and language, option. Resume, circle button back, options, circle, gunplay, menu narrow, control, speech to text off and accessibility, display, music, on, options, speak, accessible, gun, off, HUD, mute, autoplay.
Today we're short of basic foodstuffs and vital medical supplies.
This is where he's
Hundreds
at.
have already died of conditions that could be easily cured. The black market means that criminal gangs like Clan Kelly run our city. And Prime Minister Jessica
And I can't even go in there. Lame. Alright, but
Map.
even if I can't go in there, that's
Tiernan
fine.
O'Neill, square button operative swap drive. 6. Holborn by Tech.
Let me at least get some more tech points.
Resume, search. Gadgets, missile drone, block. Upgrades, skin mesh, blocked, reduce damage suffered. Upgrades. Upgrades, combat drone deactivation, turn 6 burrows defiant to unlock. Hacks, CT drone hacks, right. Hacks, part. Hacks. Hacks, chase drone hacks, acquired. Chase drones can be disabled for hacks, attract.
turns the land of plenty into a world
Auto
where
drive now
food
enabled.
battles and black market barons. We protect everyone who comes on the podcast by keeping their identities a secret. Here's veteran political reporter Ian on the power behind shortages.
Now, maybe it's just me, but I could have sworn that the last time I played this game,
I mean, what was the first thing that happened
these
when
sections
Britain
where they're doing
sealed
the
itself off?
podcast have
First
captions
stuff that
in
got
them.
stopped from coming in was fresh food.
Unless I
Resume,
missed it in the
options,
settings.
circle button back. Gunplay, modify game difficulty. Why? Spoken, written language, path, music, dialogue, chat, dial off, full captions, triangle button reset to defaults, circle button back. Subtitle, music on. Option.
Yeah, no, I don't
I
see
mean, we
that
could
on.
live without the fresh food. I mean, everyone's quality of life got instantly worse, but we could live without it. The most damaging part was when the radioactive isotopes stopped coming in. Now, radioactive isotopes, that's what we use in cancer screening, cancer treatment. Now, that
Auto
stuff,
drive now
it
disabled.
has a short half-life. Technically, it's the same.
Auto drive
It's
now
the same.
enabled.
Hundreds of thousands of lives just by screening for cancer, let alone testing for cancer. But that stuff has a half-life of 66 hours. As soon as those walls went up, there was just no time to bring it into the country, and that is when people started dying. And then the medicines. The thing is, there's a load of medicines that you just can't stockpile. There were just loads of loads.
I think you still have to get up there. Nice, that was easy.
Resume, circle. Tech. Tech. Upgrade, turret deactivation, locked. Approach the back of the turret to deactivate it. Tech. Upgrade, chase drone deactivation, locked. Approach a chase drone to deactivate it, locked. Tech points 10, cross button by item, L1 buttons. Upgrade, turret deactivation, locked. Approach the back of the turret to deactivate it. Tech points 10. Upgrade. Upgrade, chase drone deactivate. Hacks, chase drone hacks, acquired. Hack. Weapon. Gadgets, combat spider-bit, acquired. A short-range non. Gadgets, combat spider-bit, acquired. Weapons, Deadsick grenade launcher. Hacks, attract. Gadgets, electrofist, acquired. An electrostatic punch. Upgrade. Upgrade, chase drone deactivation, locked. Approach a chase drone to deactivate it, locked. Tech. Mission. Map, Camden. Biden, square button fast travel, L1 button switch tab left, R1 button switch. Royal Courts of Justice, restrict.
Okay, so next one
Tech
will be
point,
this one.
L1 button switch tab left, R. Of songs ampersand. Text file, L. City.
People don't want to.
Auto drive now enabled.
Things that they had before, and they were scared. So they went to the black market. The same thing always happens. And where did the British Clan Kelly come from? It came from people who wanting the things that they could previously get legitimately
Auto drive now enabled.
through the black market, funneling funds towards criminality. And from there, we got to the situation we have now of this bit of war between criminals and security that seems to dominate what's
Hard
going on.
to just come out well, man.
Nothing shakes people's faith in capitalism quite as much as when capitalism fails to deliver. Here's underground writer and analyst Alfie, The Politics of Poverty.
Alright,
I think
let's
what
keep
we've
going
come
here.
to now is a realisation that capitalism's essentially failed. I mean, the one key promise of capitalism that it makes to its
Auto drive now
is
enabled.
that we will have plenty, and that that's the whole logic for running society in this way, that people will have enough. And now,
Auto drive now enabled.
these kind of huge shortages of everything, you're seeing that system collapse. It hasn't delivered on its primary promise. And I think we've really reached a situation where we have to do away with
Oh, look at that, nice.
Think there's a ha-
Let me at least get the... doesn't look I'm getting that. Oh, look at this.
Guess this dickhead wants to play hide and seek.
Expanding the search. I will find bad guy.
Oh, they're gone. Well, I feel like a right knob.
No, that sounds familiar.
Donkey!
your nose, butcher.
Wait, is that Frick?
Oh, they're ganging up on me now. Got him.
Don't make a fucking...
You got one last chance to fight.
What was that? Did you say something?
Shut up! Stupid fucker!
Alright, got it. Last thing he needs to get the mask and I'm out of here. Here it is. Classical music, really the best music out there.
isn't it? Ever since Broker hooked up with Bloom, that's when things changed.
And really, that's not actually that great. Bloom has...
Map, Camden, Defiant, Borough Mission. City of Westminster, oppressed, disrupt propaganda. Text, relic, list, bear, tech point, L.
Data on everybody. They collect information about everything you're doing across the web through your optic headset. Isn't the AI only good because of Bloom surveillance?
Well, I suppose so, but I prefer not to talk about that side of things. Bagley is so special because it's been trained on this huge cache of information. That's how these AI systems work, or at least used to work. I mean, we don't really know that much about the latest version because there's so much secrecy around the tech. But they're given this huge amount of training data. It's basically a huge database that's used to teach the AI about patterns in behavior. You know, so if you always travel the same way to your house, it can predict when you're going to go and get a self-driving car ready for you before you even ask for it.
That's pretty terrifying. In some ways, I don't want this data to drive my life. It understands too much at times. Have you heard some of the rumours around the hacked version of Bagley?
I've heard mutterings, yes.
I've heard it's been used by DedSec.
I wouldn't put it past them. It's pretty well known that they're not fans of Bloom. But the idea of a souped-up version of Bagley, given it's already so intelligent...
All right, you're here. Let's find the thing.
Hang on a sec.
Now, as you remember, Bloom announced a
Hey, I need backup here.
at the recent conference.
But we haven't heard too much about that since, due to the dramatic events there. Let's cast our minds back and consider the technology. I mean, the optic changes everything. It lets you see things.
Let's do this. All units, possible suspect or suspects reported near your location.
Responding to the call. Over.
Oh dang, what happened there?
Can anyone see the suspect?
Right, I'm putting a stop to this. Units fall back. Over.
Wi-Fi and phone plans. That definitely helped, but it wasn't a case of this is a product that you need in your life.
Why do you hate it so much?
It's just the worst because you had to give up your privacy expectations and accept surveillance. It was almost like the government group didn't even need to make the optic making matters only to get the last holdouts across the line. Predated information, fines and arrests from the
Who's this chef? Oh, this is pretty cool. The little paper lanterns they have. Dang. So this guy got killed somehow. I wonder how. Hmm.
show that holds up a mirror to the world and smashes itself on the head with it in despair. I'm Andy, joining me, as always, Alan and...
Wait, what? Call for help, we need an ambulance!
Good news. There are no relationships.
Dang, what killed him? He had a lethal grenade launcher, man.
Try me, no time. Usain Bolt when I run up. No time. Don't know your songs, but they know mine. That's why I've got gigs just like Joe Crime. After the show, I'll be rolling mine. Don't care about the no smoking sign. They tried to steal my vision. This ain't a culture, it's my religion. God knows I don't wanna go prison. But if a man won't try me, trust me, listen. Me and my G's ain't scared of police. We don't listen to no politicians. Everybody on the same mission. Like it is a man's schism.
Yes. That's gonna work.
Someone else.
What is the first rule of the third millennium? Someone in power.
Rule it,
Something
all right?
fake news. What is it?
Team Kenny Harris, Edward Clark, Gadgets, Art, Infill, Team.
What? Oh!
Jane King, amateur hitman.
Team Kenny.
Who's Darren Cole?
Darn.
This guy? Nice, got it.
Map, City of Brewers, Disrupt Propaganda, L.
Can't even ride this one because it's broken.
Your lifestyles. It's so hard to diet on your own, isn't it? You need the support of a friend, or a loved one, or a government, or collapsing social infrastructure. Positive 2, meat, very bad for the environment. So we're actually rebuilding the polar ice caps every time we eat a scrap of lettuce. 3, positive 3, the human race had already cooked all the recipes it needed. There was nothing more to be done with food. We've done that, we can tick it off, we've done it. I was bored of food anyway, I've been eating it all my life. If you've been doing the same thing 3 times a day, 4, sometimes 7, or even 8 times a day, you're bound to get bored. And also...
London's best, huh?
Shock outer. Shock first, second, right stick road.
Looks like all these clothes are the same, but I guess it's probably because
Why you gotta keep having it again and again?
of how early I am in the game.
enough of that in life as it is. You are listening to The Buzz. Well, another story that has recently is that all European imports have been banned for public
Dang, that's world noise.
which is great news. I mean, people get ill eating good,
No. That's just horrible.
Public health reasons, those are curious ones.
You, ID check.
It's too healthy to
Why does he have a gun?
Reporting to base, incident under control.
Excuse me.
Waiting for further instructions. Over.
You think you're fucking funny?
Let's look at these stock prices. They got Noodle, Parcel Fox, Parker and Sign, Start Your Food, Abstergo. Oh, look at that. That's a reference to Assassin's Creed, I think.
Let's give them what for. Move along. I'll ask you to keep moving. Stop! What's going on? Or it will hurt more.
Let's all just...
Oh, shit.
All units, I repeat.
down.
All
Say again,
units,
officer
we have reports of a
down.
hostile in your area. Over.
Received. Moving to intercept.
Right, she's been freed.
We may need more patrols to attend. Stand by.
Control, I'm ready to immobilize the target.
I need help.
We're on their tail. Over. Control. I've identified an armed individual.
Come in, dispatch. Drones are en route to suspect. Control, we are pursuing the target.
Any sign of the target? Anyone?
Back to business.
Terminating the search. Control. Put out an APW.
Reports of unauthorized spider drone activity in your area. Be on alert.
I'm in pursuit of the target.
Engaging target.
Control. I've lost the target.
The target.
Calling off the pursuit. Over and out.
Hmm.
Map. Disrupt. Disrupt prop.
Yeah, I gotta disrupt the propaganda, but I don't know how. Where's the entry point? Okay, so it is over here. Let's go over there. Hmm. Alright, I can figure this out. Okay, so there's no way in here either. Okay, so there's a way into there. Where is that exactly? I didn't exactly see that pathway in here. There's no pathway here, which means it would have to be somewhere over here, I think. Let me get out of the blast radius. Alright, I'm really stuck here. Anything in here maybe? No, nothing is hidden. What I don't get is where is that other spot coming from? I don't see any entrance or anything like that on this side of the building. Nothing on this side either, man.
Suspect or suspects
Oh wait, is this what I think it is?
Received. Mobilizing now.
I think it is.
Regroup
Hello? Anyone?
GBB, first on the scene, first to bring you the news.
Aha! No wonder I didn't see it.
Drones deployed to arrest the suspect.
Thought that was part of the scenery, but no. I just didn't see it because it was pitch black.
Control, we are pursuing the suspect. Over.
Control, we're pursuing the suspect.
Carter Control. The suspect is not
Global
compliant.
British Broadcasting. Britain's first news.
Neutralizing hostile target.
Received, we are trailing the target.
Moving to investigate.
This area is being recorded by the GBB.
Engaging target.
Control, we have a visual on the suspect.
Engaging target.
Control, I'm going to need some backup.
This area is being recorded by the GBB.
Control. We are still on the suspect. Over.
Global British Broadcasting. Britain's first news.
Dispatch, deploying drone to apprehend the suspect.
GBB, first on the scene, first to bring you the news.
Engaging target. Cannot detect
Control,
target.
I've lost the target.
Beginning search. Searching for target. Target has escaped. Searching. Cannot detect target. Beginning search.
Received.
Hello,
Returning
Mr.
to HQ.
McGlynn.
Over.
Citizens, if you see something,
Hope you're
say
well.
something. We are here to protect you.
Oh snap! I
Investigation
haven't checked it.
underway. Do not hesitate to report a crime.
Oh, where's my drone? Oh, there it is. My blind butt wasn't seeing it. Okay, now this is the part where the game really struggles.
Search complete. Sync time codes.
think I could do better with the lighting in this section. Now this is not visually impaired friendly. This is the right way. How's your day going, Mr. McGlynn? Okay, so this sounds going back to where it came. So this house. That's a dead end. That's another wall. That's another wall. Okay, so I think I figured out if I go through it slowly, I'll be able to see better. So it does lead me to this path, but I don't see any way out. Am I not in the right vent? That's the wrong one. Okay, I'm really struggling with this part, man, I swear. I cannot figure out how to get to that little mission here. To be fair though, the contrast for that particular section isn't great, which is why I'm struggling. So I figured out that I have to go in through here, which should be the correct area. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything up here. I don't think I am. any vents in here that I can go into, maybe? No, it doesn't look like it. Which means the correct way presumably would be through this vent. I just cannot figure out the correct path. Alright, if I can't figure it out by this one, I'll just try to get a different talent point. Or I'll just do the story mission. It's easy to get lost with that guidepost. I give up. On to the story mission.
Map. Camden, Defile, Bur. Missions, main. Lost in the process, mission. Side missions, the more you resist, the more power. Bare Knuckle League mission. Lost in the process.
Onwards to the story mission.
That thing's lost.
Not my fault if my muscles twitch. Scanning. Clear, move along. Yeah, you're bloody...
Everything suddenly became free.
Auto
that
drive
was
now
digital.
enabled.
But what people forgot is that if you're not paying for it, then you're the product being sold.
If technology brings out the worst in capitalism
Auto
brings out
drive
the
now
worst.
disabled.
Senior academic Alfie tells us how big business repurposes big data.
Historically, what's happened, of course, is that people have traded their privacy for their convenience. It's so smart.
Map, City of West Min. Shops. Lambin. Lost in the...
And other kinds of
Auto drive
technology
now
came in and
enabled.
became mass-consumed, mass-used items and technological objects, gradually people were so attracted to
Auto drive now
the
enabled.
affordances of these technologies that privacy
Auto
kind of
drive
retreated
now
into the background
disabled.
and into a state we've got now where it's essentially gone. Having
Auto
this
drive now
access to
enabled.
this data makes huge tech companies like Bloom so much more powerful than they would be otherwise. And not
Auto
just
drive
in the
now
open
enabled.
space. Of course, there's a lot of worry and fear over what we can do.
Auto drive now
Track
disabled.
anyone, find anyone, see what
Auto
every
drive now
individual is
enabled.
doing at any point in time. But I think there's even deeper reasons why this data empowers these huge companies to control our society and make us do
God, I
things.
wish they
So
actually
lots of
made those
predictive
self-driving
technologies
cars
which are
available.
implemented by these tech giants. It's not only interested in knowing what we're
It would
going to
help me
do,
out
but
so much.
influencing the patterns of our movement. So technologies might suggest routes to use in the city, places to go, restaurants to go to, cafes to go to, music to listen to. And these suggestions are not just predicting what we might like to do, they're actually influencing the way citizens move, think, eat, meet, and use their city as a space. So London has become a place where a small group of surveillance capitalist companies like Bloom can control the movements of individuals and orchestrate the way they move around their city and the way they essentially live, the things they do, the things they enjoy and the life they lead. So we're really kind of outsourcing our decision making, I would say, to a huge corporate capitalist company, and there's something very, very scary about that indeed. All these technologies can be used to not only influence us to act as the perfect consumer, but also to prevent us from doing radical and revolutionary things. So technologies in foreign nations that have been used are things like heat map features which show where populations are gathering. In-game rewards can be offered to people to take different routes, things like that. Traffic data can be manipulated to prevent people gathering and protesting, as has happened in some of the
The weird thing is that this
authoritarian
game started
regimes
talking
across
about
the
AI
world
before it
recently.
actually blew up.
So what we're looking at is not only a set of technologies which make people behave as ideal consumers, but ones which actually can be put to use to prevent radical and disruptive behaviour in the city, which limits the power of any kind of revolutionary force.
Map. Kennington back.
So, if you thought you had a private life, get used to it. You don't. And we're not going to reclaim our lives without a fight. I'm Tash, and you've been listening to Buccaneer, keeping the resistance informed. Keep listening, keep fighting, and remember,
Auto drive now
nobody
disabled.
owns you but you.
So, I've delved more into Caitlin Lau's investigation, and an enormous number of missing person cases centre around the EPC. The inspector was definitely onto something.
We better find our contact. The minute Albion finds out Angel is with us, they'll start squeezing him for intel.
Look at the guy got stuck in an animation.
Get them sectioned.
Housing for all! Fair wages, hard work. Homes for the homeless.
All persons on the premises must at all times carry valid identification and be prepared to present it to Albion personnel upon demand.
Got him. Done. Hello, Robus. It's been a while. It's going. I just finished an interview for an accessibility position. I'm overqualified for the role because I come from a technical background. And it's the way they describe the job. It's like an executive assistant, but specifically for people who are blind or low vision. So I think I've got it in the bag, but I have to wait till next week to see if I get a second interview. If I do get that second interview and I pass, then I get the full-time job, which means you're not gonna be able to catch me streaming as often as I used to, just because I will have a full-time job, so I'll be limited to streaming on the weekends at that point, or whenever I stop work. Yeah, the good thing that I like about what I do is that I have like varied skill sets. I have the background in tech. Oh, darn, I can't. Alright, whatever.
Phenomenal.
Let's beat him up. Yeah, I have the background in tech, so that's part of the reason why, like I was telling another person that watches regularly, like I have mostly a technical background, so I can do either junior web development work or accessibility work, because that's what I know how to do. And really, there's crossover between the two, because when you're making a website, it has to be accessible. You have to know how to do that. You have to know how people with disabilities use websites and products and services, and as someone who is disabled, I already know about their experiences, right? I cannot speak to all use cases, obviously, but I can speak to the more common ones. But yeah, I think the first interview was really impressed, so they're gonna send me forward to the next round, and then I think later next week I will find out if I get the second interview, which I think I'm a shoo-in for the second interview, so as long as I get that second interview, I'll be good.
Got Bagley summons. I've already taken care of your entry. Get you in quick and quiet.
Off the record, yeah? I don't want any trace of me being here.
No worries, I'll spoof. Well, come meet me on the rooftop. The only place here that doesn't smell like piss. Got some info for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, like, I wouldn't say I'm not nervous, right? Because, like, technically, the job itself is to be, like, a executive assistant, right? So the way that they explained it to me is, you'll be working, I'd be working with, like, one-on-one with the person. They're pretty, you know, reliance and things like that, which is great. But regardless of how self-reliant you are when it comes to living life with a disability, you're gonna have to work with
The
products.
European Processing Centre. It processes deportees by stacking them up in squalid conditions and forgetting about them. But hey, it's to protect London, right?
Or like maybe you have like a document or something that you can't read because, let's just say, for example, a screen reader can't read it, right? It can't go through, you can't sign anything, right? So part of like my job duties, from what it was explained to me, would be to go in, right? Like say I have a PDF that the client would need to sign, would be to go in and update the PDF to make sure that a screen reader could, navigate through the entire form and, sign the form, right? And things like that. So even though I have not done that sort of work, like working with PDFs and stuff, there are guidelines on how to do that, and I already know what needs to be done, which is, make sure a screen reader user can focus on the sign-in form, for example, the date section, right, where you date it, and then boom, the PDF is now all of a sudden accessible, right? So it'd be things like that. The other aspects of it, I would have to get my sister to help me out with, because like some of it is like, hey, making documents and things like that. So that's a bit, non-technical. So that would be a little bit of a learning curve.
I saw you poking around, and I think I know who you're looking for. Poor bastard collapsed right there.
You saw him? What happened? Did he survive?
He was shaking like convulsions, foaming at the mouth, but I think he was alive. The people from the clinic put an oxygen mask on him, and then them took him away. They should have taken me too if them saw me watching. Please, go. We shouldn't be talking about this.
Oh boy, it's already 10. Yeah, and that's the thing, especially when it comes to accessibility, because there's always, there's always changes, there's always different ways to do things. And just being in that mindset, right? So the thing with me is, I'm always open to learning, right? Because especially for a role like this, where you're working specifically with people who are disabled, or generally, the rule of thumb is working with anyone who has specific challenges, as I like to call them, right? Because the way that I look at it, based on my own lived experiences as someone who was severely disabled and is still disabled today, just not as much as I was when I was a child, is that each user, right, is their own expert. So they know how they see the world. They can kind of guide you with what works best for them. And in this role, even though, I have my own vision issues and things like that, I'm not fully blind, but because of the work that I do, I understand what some of the criteria would be, right? But understanding the criteria and how it would apply to a particular client based on their day-to-day is a little bit different, right? So I would be there to kind of learn from them and just kind of support them. So that's, if I get it, then it'll be good, because then I can start doing a lot of things that I have not been able to do because I haven't been working. So one of those is just traveling. I want to get back to traveling, which I used to do pretty often, but I haven't been able to.
If not, you need to give up.
Did he just kill himself? Are you cool right now? Yeah, definitely. You know, it's always good. Which this one's a bit weird because like being introverted, my personality type is like I don't want to deal with anyone, right? I want to go to work. I want to go to work, and you know I don't want to talk about the weather or what have you, or anything, right? But for this sort of role, it definitely seems like it'd be more in person. The best thing though is that it's remote, and the weird thing is that I don't know if you're also in the U.S. or where you're from, Rose, but I know that recently there has been a push.
Albion and Clan Kelly appear to be involved in the zero-day attack, so Dad sifted into the Kellys. L1 button, switch tab left, R1 button.
Okay, that was weird. It was reading the menu screen even though it wasn't on the menu. But yeah, like recently, at least within the U.S., I've seen like a push for like accessibility type roles, so it's definitely good because like when I was a child, it never occurred to me that like one day you would be able to have a job where you know your disability made you a subject matter expert in something, right? That was never something that I was like, oh, that's something that I can do making money on. And you know, now it is. Which reminds me, I have to... it's about time I invoice those 3 clients. Otherwise, they'll just gotten free work from me. I'm terrible at invoicing my clients, man. Like, seriously. If they don't remind me, I'll just forget.
Somebody needs to inform the police.
What is going on?
This place is worse than a prison camp. Every day I see people come through here, torn from their homes and their families. But I'd rather stay and keep an eye on things. Maybe help out once in a while. Like now.
Look at this nightmare. Countless people fleeing war, crime, poverty. And here they are, none of them cared for or accounted for.
Yeah, well, people have been disappearing. Records say they have been processed, but it doesn't add up. No one ever properly leaves. And with the Kellys prowling around like fucking hyenas, I am not too optimistic about the people slipping through the cracks.
Clan Kelly, like the all-powerful firm controlling London, Clan Kelly.
True. Now, about your missing guy. The best place to start would be the EPC database. They keep a record of everyone that comes in. And be careful.
This one I'm just like...
of the EPC database on your optic.
This one I just want to be like Eric Carver and just be like, I want to freeze myself and just jump right into next week.
There will be a database here that we can search for evidence on Angel Lopez.
Angel Lopez. But the good thing is that with this job, it's only like 2 interviews, and one of them's already done. The last one that I applied for, where like I priced myself out of the second round, was the... They didn't even list a salary, so I was like, oh. The good thing is that with this potential job, it could pay me more than what I made at my last full-time job, so that's another bonus. Okay, I have to go up. Okay, so here are the stairs. Okay, so I gotta find more stairs to go further up, I think. Here we go. Now I'm in the right spot. It is.
What the fuck?
I think, like, at the when I did an interview for that other company, I think I gave them a range of like between 40,000 to like 80,000, because I mean, technically speaking, on paper I have like 10 years of experience doing accessibility work, but I have even longer, like over 20 years, you know, of lived experience as a person with a disability, right? And that's because what some people don't understand as they are looking to fill these accessibility roles is that the only reason you have, at least within the US, a lot of the guidelines on how you make websites, for example, or mobile apps or buildings accessible to people with disabilities is that the people with disabilities are giving you the information of like, hey, this is how you can make this product or service usable by me or others like me, you know. So for me, I'm like, that salary makes sense because of all the years I've got and then that I'm bringing to the table. But as long as I can get this upcoming job, it'll all be worth it, because I'll be making way more money than not significantly more.
Tell me you found something.
I have. His file has been deleted from the main database, along with hundreds of others. Still very detailed. Even when committing crimes against humanity, the government doesn't skimp on paperwork. Here is a recording labeled Exit Interview.
Exit interview, sure.
You know what we do with terrorists, Lopez? Don't go pissing me off by denying anything. We know you're with DedSec. You think you were picked up on some random sweep? Not a fucking chance. Nothing to say. Well, this is not going to go well for you then, because I want information. The rest of your cell, where are they? I want names, places, everything you've got.
You think I'm daft? I spill everything I know and what? You let me go? I'm not talking. I know how this ends.
Oh, I don't think you do. I'm going to throw you to the wolves. The Kellys have an interesting way of disposing with problems.
You think I'm scared of some fucking thugs? Of winding up floating in the dams? Fuck you.
You're too pretty for that, mate. First, they'll peddle you. For dosh, right? Then, when you're used up, they're going to chop you up and send the pieces to the four corners.
I can take whatever you've got.
I almost feel sorry for you. Get him to the bloody clinic, then.
Shit. They knew he was DedSec the whole time. This doesn't look good for Angel.
The clinic keeps government service hours, which means it's closed. We'll have to find Angel the old-fashioned way and hack their CTOS hub.
Might as well get the telephone while I'm here.
Deportation limbo, horrible living conditions, unexplained disappearances. It's almost as if the media are deliberately ignoring the situation here in favor of... Oh, look here, Beatrice Stokely, 89, recently took up kickboxing to fill up her days. Fascinating. If the EPC is a typical example of how humans treat each other, I'd say a benevolent AI overlord is a step up, wouldn't you?
Oh, turn yourself off. That's an order.
I prefer our one true lord, Cats. But yeah, that's what I'm like.
Bastard.
Yes. Well, I mean, even if they made an AI cat, I don't think it would matter because a real cat's all snuggly. Although I'm just worried that my actual cat right now is preggers again. That would be bad. Oh, found it. Here's what I was looking for. Because I'm like, she technically gave birth to like 3 kittens like about 4 months ago, but one of them was born dead, so I only have 2 with them now. But nowadays, they like to go outside. So they're outside right now, hanging out. Okay, so I got this out. Let me get out of here. Yeah, it is. The tricky part is I haven't built the well, I haven't had the money to finish building out the property yet. So there's like a small hole in the little fence that we have, and a stray cat comes in, and that's the one that's did unspeakable horrible things to my
I have
kitty.
reconstructed an AR scene of Angel's examination. You can
Made
view
her
it
a
inside
mommy.
the clinic.
Good work.
So I'm just hoping he's not prowling around again, because I can't afford any more cats.
Failure to comply with instructions from Albion personnel is a crime.
Where is the network bypass? I don't see it. I don't see where that is. Where is it? Oh, look, a mask. I want that. God darn it. Oh, got it. How did I miss this last time I was here? Okay, so now I gotta find the bypass. Where is that? Okay, this is not the right way. But yeah, what's on your schedule today, Aravis? So you're gonna be streaming today? Okay, so it's in there. Okay, that makes more sense. I was looking for it outside. How to upgrade an animated VTuber? Oh yeah, I've heard of those. Those have gotten like really popular recently. And when I say recently, I mean like in the last few years. And that should do it. Open sesame. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. For me, like, in a way, like, a lot of that is definitely helpful for some people, you know, being able to figure out, hey, what challenges do they have, and figuring out solutions.
CTOS 8. Data reconstruction in progress.
Let's make a deal, yeah? I know people outside. Maybe I can help you out. Just let me out of here.
Procedures, Mr. Lopez. We'll have you out of here in a minute or two.
Dang, he just decked him.
Fuck, what was that?
It's some sort of implant. We need more info.
Nice.
Facial analysis matches for both. They're part of Mary Kelly's little pack. So, Inspector Lau was right after all. Clank Kelly and Albion are in bed together. What a shit orgy that would be.
Ooh, I could watch this all day.
Microchips coated with biocompatible glass to prevent rejection.
GPS tracker? Biometric scanner?
No, these are more sophisticated. If I had to guess, I would say they were designed to deliver a dose of some unknown compound. Not the kind of thing you find at your local corner shop. I could reconstruct the path he took if you want to see how this cliffhanger gets resolved.
Stay on him. He might have escaped.
Boom.
Get him before he triggers! Fuck! He's getting away! Get after him!
Shit, they're catching up on him. Come on, Angel.
Outer Wilds. Why does that sound familiar? Wait, is that the RPG game?
You're almost free, Angel. Almost.
Wait, where'd he go? Oh wait, maybe I think I might be confusing it with like a different one. Oh, that one. Yeah, I got it confused with a different one.
Fucked up! We don't have a match yet, she's gonna kill us!
No, it's fine. As long as he's not damaged, there'll be no waste. Demand's high with the new network.
Guess you're right. Let's tube him, get him in the van and out to the incinerator.
Ooh, nice. 20 teleports.
Well, shit.
Ooh, look
I
at
think
that.
we can confirm the microchip is more than a GPS tracker.
Seems like it had to be activated. Well, I don't like that Kelly's connected to this, but at least Angel could still be alive.
We need to find
Oh,
him.
he's not.
See what they did to him. And what that fucking microchip is all about.
Seems like advanced technology for Mary Kelly and her band of thugs to be waving around. Could Mary be part of a scary dark web hacker group like, say, oh, I don't know, pick one, 0 Day?
Interesting theory, Bagley, but hold your investigation
Ooh,
algorithms
I'm
for
right in
the
the
moment,
face.
will you?
Oh.
Angel needs us.
The incinerator they mentioned is probably the Southern incinerator. It's practically right round the corner.
Well, I did it. I actually did it.
You wouldn't have been recruited if DedSec thought you'd be killed that easily.
I see.
Terrible.
I suppose that's a compliment.
The bagsman is like that. Bit of a prick, but dead useful. Just ignore him if he's vexing you.
Alright, Klein Kelly's new export. Okay, so for now, let me just do some random stuff to kill time, because it's late and I want to go to bed. Let's see, let me do what's some random stuff I can do. Let me get drunk. To the bar! Assuming I can find one.
Yep.
Gust!
Wait!
God. I can't wait for that new Dragon Age game to come out. Although I am worried about what is it? Star Wars Outlaws? I know that game has some. Well, the reason that I'm worried about it is not so much like the gameplay. For me, the main thing is like it's developed by Ubisoft, so like I know it's gonna have some accessibility built into it. So like that's my concern. It's like, hey, how accessible is it? You know, what can I do? Because for me specifically, like I can get through. And I can get behind, you know, almost any type of game. The main thing is, you know, can I play it, right? Because, like, I was going through Red Dead Redemption 2. And I turned on, you know, the high contrast. I turned on the black background. But then what they ended up doing is, like, there is an option there. Like in this game where you can choose the you can set it up so where the name of the person that is speaking is obvious, right? But for some reason it's like the name itself is like gray, so you have gray on black, and the contrast is not high enough for me to read it properly, and I end up with a headache. And I also can't change the font size, so I'm like, it's not big enough for me. Like I can't play the game anymore like the way that I used to, even just a few years ago. And because it's like mainly a shooting game, like the cursor itself is also like very tiny, so I'm like, yeah, this is a game that I just can't play anymore, you know, because like I can't update it or anything like that. I can't change the cursor size, so I'm like, the good thing though, I guess the one bright side to it is that when I bought it, it was like on sale, so I didn't like buy it when it released. But for me, like that's the main thing. I'm like, hey, you know, can I play the game? Because one thing that I've noticed is, apart from like Hogwarts Legacy, where like I was able to figure out like, hey, they're gonna have, you know, these are the settings that they're gonna have, and I like made a whole video about the accessibility features on it. And even now, I want to go back and remake that video because it was one of the first ones that I made. Like even with that one, it has some good features in it, you know, but the most I could do was like, you know, one playthrough, and that was it. But even then, like I could change, you know, the size of the cursor, I think, if I remember correctly. But for that game, they were like, yeah, you know, here are the accessibility features up front, right? I have not seen that for many other games. You know, they don't focus on the accessibility features or anything like that. With Hogwarts Legacy, that was the first time where I saw a company being like, hey, here are all of the accessibility features up front that our game is going to have. That way, people with disabilities can go in and can look at it and see, okay, you know, these are the settings that the game is going to have. I can play it or I cannot. Yeah, no, and that's part of the reason why I made like my YouTube channel. Part of it is I wanted to be in a situation where it's like, hey, I want people to eventually, like, if I make it like big enough, right? Be like, hey, you know, what does AG Gamer say about this game? You know, what's his take on the game? Right? Can I change the font size? You know, does he have an issue playing it? Because if he has an issue, then I might have that same issue, right? Kind of thing. And it is something that I am trying to work towards, but it is a little bit tricky because I just end up streaming all the time and I don't make videos. So there's like, that's my ADHD acting up, where it's like I'm gonna do one thing and then I'm gonna do something else, and then like I get just distracted. Because like I have like one of the first recommendations that that was asked of me, like after the Harry Potter video or the Hogwarts Legacy accessibility video that I made came out, was like, hey, can you make a video of the accessibility features for Wild Hearts? And that game has a screen reader. It doesn't sound very good, but it somewhat does its job. You know, so like one of the issues that I had with it, that I got really upset and I just like gave up, is I reached like the very beginning of Wild Hearts when you're making the character. It's not coded properly because a lot of the properties in the game are not being read. You know, so like when I went through and I read, hey, you know, hair color, for example, it wouldn't say the color, or it wouldn't say the style, right? Or it wouldn't give you a description of what the hair color is, like curly or black or whatever, which is like, as someone whose job it is to, you know, look for that sort of thing, is what I would expect. Much more so is what would that would be the expectation for someone who is completely blind as well, you know, to get the same visual information, to get the same information auditorily that someone who can see would also be getting it, right? So someone who can see would be able to see, hey, you know, the character's hair color is now black and it's curly. So giving that same description when choosing the hairstyle when I'm making the character would be a good choice. But instead, all I was getting was like option, and I was like, what? For literally every single page of the character creation menu. And that is like the very first part of the game. You get there after like 5 or 10 minutes of starting out, you know? And I was like, I just can't, you know? Because I got frustrated. I'm like, no, I'm just done with this game, because I'm like, no. Okay, where is that darn talent point? I don't see it. Let me move this car. Aha, there it is. It's under the car. And that's the thing, you know, understanding it from that perspective of like, hey, people feel frustrated. And if people feel frustrated, they're not going to use your product or service. And I don't know how it is in other countries, but I know that in the US, people are very lawsuit happy. You can get sued in the US for almost anything. And there have been some pretty crazy, some pretty weird lawsuits. And there are people specifically
went probably like a footballer in the old days, actually.
Who, like, they will look for example, places that don't that don't have ramps, for example, and they'll just sue them, and it's like, okay, you know, they might have other amenities there, but it's like, hey, they target specifically those types of places, and I'm just like, you're not doing it for the right reasons, bro.
Was being tapped up by Barcelona.
Auto drive now enabled.
The government panics and thinks, well, we better get them signed up before it's too late. But still, violent crime, record low, although I imagine that probably depends exactly.
But yeah, like even right now, as you're listening to like
by the state, either by Audi, they're chosen violent crime contractors who provide very valuable violent services, beating people up.
But yeah, even now as you're listening to like the little semi-radio, like if you notice, there's no captions for that right now.
Crime these days anyway. The moment you pick up a fruit knife, you get tasered.
You know, so I'm like, that's bad. But I could have sworn that when I originally played the game when it first came out, that this game had captions for that section, but I can't seem to find that setting. So I don't know if I'm mistaken or if I just don't have the setting on. But I've looked over the entire list and I don't see it for that. Why is it unavailable? Is it because I'm out of uniform? Alright, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm with my mates here. I am also a construction worker. Yes, I know. As a gentleman myself, I always like to style them as nice as possible. When I was a child, my mom would always dress me up in like these sorts of suit, until eventually I was like, no mom, I can't be going to school in a suit like this. The other kids make fun of me. Okay, so I'm too high, I gotta go up a level. Yeah, like the only difference would be unless you're in like one of those like fancy private schools where like the suits themselves are like mandatory. But I think in the US, in most places within the US, bite me. Yeah, unless you're going to like a private school or something, then I don't think that helps very much. Alright, this should be the level of... Should be right here. There it is. I don't know how to get there. Oh, genius. Okay, got it. That's how I've been telling like one of my friends. One of my friends like, hey, you know, we gotta get, you know, a nice little suit for your little gentleman. And she's like, yeah, I want to get him a lavender suit. And I'm like, oh, that'll be cute. He can if I wear my purple suit, we'll look like little mini-me twins. Because the weird thing, or the unexpected thing, like as I've been watching her son grow older, is that like me, he also has curly hair. So like I was a little bit worried with meeting the husband and stuff, because you know, what some men have issues with, like, oh yeah, you can't have female friends, or you if you have a wife, like they're very controlling and what have you and things like that. So it's usually a very big no-no for a wife to have, you know, male friends or what have you, things like that.
Technology to extend your life and really sort of extend human capability.
So what I told her a while back was like, hey,
I can't comment on that, but
you know, I just hope it was a good thing that at the time my hair, like I had cut my hair.
From afar is pretty incredible, because some of what the
I had cut my hair, so my hair wasn't as long as I have it now. Nowadays it's like really long. Because like I don't have to go through to any events, or a lot of the stuff that I used to do
back in the day when she
where
was
I had
a
to,
little
I
bit
had,
more
I had
accessible,
to meet like members of
she
Congress,
was
members
one
of
these
government,
people
things
that
like
just had
that
an
for
amazing
various
presence. You were
nonprofits that I would
inspired by her very
sometimes
being.
volunteer
She was
with.
just incredibly
And for those
talented
types of
and
events, naturally you
knowledgeable.
have to be, you know, very well kept and things like that, wear a suit and things like that. And since I stopped doing that, I just let my hair grow out because I'm like, I don't need to do those events anymore. But at the time, I had my hair short, and his hair didn't look like mine. And like right now, essentially, the dad isn't letting the son's hair get curly, and I'm like, what? That's terrible, you know? And part of me is wondering, is it maybe because he saw how my hair looks curly now and he thinks it might be mine or something? You know?
Hello, resistors. This is the Bugger on today's show.
Because I wouldn't put it past some people to think that. I'm like, dude, no. You know? Because there's like, long curly hair is so, it's so nice, it's so good.
Can I train it to take itself for a walk and do my shopping on the way home? And
Map. Southwark, oppressed, photograph evidence. Aruja. Clan Kelly's new export, search for NGL at Southwark.
is tennis real?
Okay, let's do this hack CTOS mission.
Haxi.
But first,
Auto drive now
a
enabled.
question that no one's really addressed of late. London is going to be safer
What
than
time
ever.
is it?
Alice.
Like
SIRS is
10:30?
installing
Oh no, it's almost
thousands of
11.
additional
Okay.
CCTV
So I
cameras.
think this will probably be the last one that I
Auto-drive
do,
now
and then I'm going to
disabled.
go to bed.
Yeah, it puts a lot
I
of fun
can't be
into my
staying up
life
this
now. I
late.
get to play this
Auto-drive now
role-play
enabled.
game where I pretend to know my loved ones better than some twat behind a screen in the SIRS headquarters.
I mean, I guess we shouldn't complain.
Auto drive
SIRS
now
really
enabled.
just stepping into the vacancy left when it became patently obvious that God had retired. I think they kept similarities, omnipresent, omniscient, judgmental,
Tired.
stripping away your finances.
I don't
and freedoms,
usually
dishing
stay
out
up this
random
late.
punishments, peas in a pod. All
I'm
it
usually
needs
in
to
bed
do
by
is
like 8
ban
o'clock.
courses in something. What's it going to be this time? Not bacon again, please. Please, not bacon. Courses. Ban courses. I can take you back to courses. I'm happy.
Makes me feel important knowing that I'm being watched with everything I do, Andy.
Well, it's just not. It's reassuring, isn't it? It's like having an extra.
That reminds me, I gotta... Like, after I make my YouTube video on the accessibility for Hogwarts Legacy, I gotta email that email address that they have. Maybe if I get lucky, they'll invite me to look at the new game they're gonna make. And I can tell them, hey, fix your accessibility.
And yeah, rioting is a great sport. I mean, it's fun for all the family. It's guaranteed action. It's pleasingly violent. I mean, I know the underdogs never win, but I mean, that's like top level football have become. But it's still fun to root for them, isn't it? Go team, people of Britain. Oh, never mind. You've been crushed by the machinery of the state again. Still, good effort. Lots of positives to take away from today's riot. I'll come back stronger next time. Our luck's going to turn. I can feel it. It's our season. It's our season.
No, because I'm like, so like as an example, right? So I don't know if you played that game. I know a lot of people like have issues with the game because of J.K. Rowling and stuff like that. And for me, like I don't hold the same views that she does. But for me, I'm like, hey, it's a game that I really liked. And the way that I look at it is, you know, treat people with dignity and respect, and you know, you're always good. There are other people who are like, no, you can't play the game. If you liked it, you're supporting those sorts of views. And for me, I'm like, no, like you cannot support those views and still like the concept. At the end of the day, what really matters is how do you treat people, right? Do you have people in your life that you treat with dignity and respect, regardless of, you know, if they identify as disabled or transgender or gay or lesbian or anything like that, right? I treat basically everyone the same, right? I treat them with dignity and respect. As long as, you know, you don't do me dirty, as long as I don't catch you lying to me, you know, in my personal life, like, we're always going to be good. Unless you do something to make me be like, okay, you know, I don't want to deal with this person anymore, they're not who I thought they were, kind of thing, right? Unless you do something like that, then at that point, we're no longer cool. But other than that, I'm just like, you know, let them do what they do. There's people that do benefit from having people from the LGBT in their life, you know, people who are in foster care, right? There's always this push of saying, hey, you know, people who are part of the LGBT community should not be foster parents. They can't be foster parents. There's even, I remember some cases where in some southern states they want to make that illegal where they can't adopt or be foster parents. And I'm like, dude, foster kids don't care about that. What they care about is, are they going to be accepted? Are they going to be, treated with dignity and respect? That's what they care about when they're looking for a home. But some people are so set in their ways, and I saw a lot of that when it came to like Hogwarts Legacy coming out, where people were like, if you support this game, you have those same thought patterns or what have you, and I'm like, no. At that point, you're doing harm to the cause, I think.
Someone's hacked this thing. Find them.
Wait, is it in here?
Area clear. Gonna keep searching.
Halt! Failure to comply will result in forceful intervention.
Okay, I messed up. Let me go try this again. Last thing I need is the popo on my hiney. Oh dear, it appears a robot is shooting its masters. Okay, so I think it's gonna be on like the second floor, so...
Resume.
Since I came here on accident...
Check.
Actually, no, I
Check.
didn't. Let me
Team,
update
can
my
you hear us?
layout so I can sneak in.
Edward Kenny. Gadgets are infiltrators, are cloak, are camouflage. Team.
Yeah, but I'm really... Are there any other games that you're looking forward to, Robus? I know I'm looking forward to that new Dragon Age game. But I'm gonna be very disappointed if they haven't included any accessibility features in it, because I'm like, dude, it's been years since your last game came out. You should. Oh yeah, I know. What's the stuff that Florida has? I'm like, dude, that's crazy, man. I never thought we'd get to a point where like the US would end up doing such crazy stuff. And the weird thing is, it's all like religious people who are doing that, and it's like, you do realize that not everyone shares your religion, right?
You hear something?
Boom, right in the face.
Oh.
Yep, definitely.
You hear that? Stand down!
Right in the face.
Oh!
Okay, I think we gotta go up.
Get on the ground. Do it.
Do this. Oh heck no, you do not hit a gentleman. Do you know how much money the suit cost? Are you gonna pay for it? That's what I thought. Should be over there, I think. Yeah, there's definitely lots of crazy stuff like that the U.S. is doing. Uh-oh. Let me have him go after the robot. Oh man. Right in the face.
You're just irritating. You know that. Gotcha.
Oh snap! That was pretty cool. They blew the other guy up. That was pretty cool. He just blew. He dropped bombs and blew up the
We've
other
just
guy.
hijacked the feed from an Albion prison flight. Seems these poor sods are being renditioned out the country for extreme insubordination. Why? I know, right? Why not just fire them? All I can tell you is that these people are off to summer school in the Seychelles for re-education.
This is Connor 12. George has full control of the plane. Connor 12, stand by. We're getting some weird readings with your onboard data. Understood.
Yeah, and that's always what's good. You know, trying to find people, trying to help them out is always good.
Right, here we are. These prisoners were detained for attempting to reveal operations intelligence to external agents. Whistleblowers. Perhaps they even tried to contact DedSec. Luckily, you can reroute the plane.
Sounds good, Bagley.
Rerouting plane.
Plane goes out.
Plane should be landing in a few hours. I've contacted the local authorities who are less than pleased with Albion. Seems they think of human rights as rights and not legal obstacles. These Albion defectors will be welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so even now, I still have to go higher up, which means up here? Would have to be up here. Aha, I found you! Nice.
Map, Southwark, press, sabotage, L1 buttons.
Okay, so now let me... Alright, this will be the last one I do. Because I want to go to bed. Oh, thanks. You have a good night too. I'll be going to bed myself in just a few minutes because it's already past 11 now, so I want to go to bed too. I want to do one last one. Have a good one. Till next time. Ooh, another town point. Nice.
Claws off!
Something over there. What was that? Why is this turret shut down?
Sweep the area!
They're around here somewhere. If you come undone, I can still do something to help you.
They're gone. Let's head back and regroup.
Oops, I accidentally killed someone.
Do you hear that noise?
Killed someone I shouldn't have.
Gonna take
Live alarm. Location sent. Needed 10:30.
You shouldn't be.
You're going down.
Come on, out with you. Moving in. You're outmatched. Engaging the suspect.
Okay, this.
Show yourself.
Oh fuck, oh fuck!
Oh dang, it blew itself up. Nice. Oh man, they got me. Oh well. That's a good enough stopping point.
Team. Edward Clark, Keykeeper. Most played song, Flight of the Bumblebee, Bee Swarm, Damage Enemies, Overcharger, Unique Weapon, and...
Right. Your teammate won't be completing their operation so much as they'll be needing one.
Try to curb the snark when it's my ass with a bullet in it, yeah, Bags?
Alright, I am done for today. I need to go to bed.